welcome back. It's so good to see you. So, today we are going to be taking a look at some books. I haven't decided what I'm going to be reading, what my next read is going to be. And I don't actually think I'm going to have a book for this month, but it'll probably be for next month, coming out next month. But I was in my mom's room the other day, and I noticed she has a bunch of books that I have never read before. So I asked her, I was like, can I go in your room and get these books? We can take a look at them, and maybe I can decide what I want to read. Now, I do have 2 books that are actually mine that I'm going to share with you. But again, I haven't decided what I want to read yet, so I want to share them with you, and then maybe I can make a decision after. I don't know. Okay, so the first one is a book that I shared recently, but I didn't read the back of it because I had my contacts in and my eyes were all shaky, and but this is a new book that my mom just bought me. It's by Frida McFadden. I don't know if it's a new book, but it's a new book to me. And it is called Do Not Disturb. I love Frida McFadden. She is probably my favorite author. Her and Kristen Hanna, the best. So yeah, let's just read the back of it and find out what the other books are about too. Okay, so this says, always waiting, always watching. Quinn Alexander has committed an unthinkable crime. Oh no. So she makes a run for it. She leaves behind her home, her job, and her family, and races to the northern border before the police can discover what she's done. What has she done? But when an unexpected snowstorm forces her off the road, Quinn is forced to take refuge in the broken down, isolated Baxter Motel. The handsome and kindly owner, Nick Baxter, is only too happy to offer her a cheap room for the night. Unfortunately, the Baxter Motel isn't the quiet, safe haven it seemed to be. The motel has a dark and disturbing past, and in the dilapidated, I don't know what that says, house across the way, the silhouette of Nick's ailing wife is always in the window, watching. What? In the morning, Quinn will leave the motel. She'll pack up her belongings and get back on the road to freedom, but first she must survive the night. What? It says that the author delivers a Hitchcock-style psychological thriller that races to a shocking, unforgettable conclusion. All her books are like that. They are amazing. So yeah, I do want to read this at some point. I just don't know if I want this to be my next read. Okay, the next book is something that I got based off of a book that I read, I think back in February. My daughter was doing a book report on some book, and I can't think of the name of it, but it was by Ruta Sepidus? I don't know what that Sepidus. I don't know. You know I'm the worst at names, but it's something about the sea, the salt of the sea, or something like that. That was such a great book. My daughter recommended it because she was reading it in class, and it was so good that I asked her teacher if I could read it, and I did, and it was so good. I was like, who is this author? I must find out. And so she wrote this book, and I just got it because it had good reviews, and I really liked the author. But it is called Out of the Easy. It says, a haunting peek into the life of a teenage girl in 1950s New Orleans. secrets. I love historical fiction, and I think that's this author's like specialty. But look at how thick this book is. Like, yikes, yikes. But I think this author is just like Frida McFadden, and how the chapters are very short. And I really like short chapters. I really do. Oh yeah, see, it is the Salt of the Sea. That is one of the best books I've ever read in my whole life. So good. So I'd be interested in these two books as well. Okay, it says the French Quarter simmers with secrets. Having grown up in the heart of New Orleans, underworld Josie Moraine wants more out of life than the Big Easy has to offer. She devises a plan to get out, but a mysterious death in the quarter leaves Josie tangled in an investigation that will challenge her conscience, her loyalties, her darkest fears, caught between the dreams of an elite college and a clandestine underworld. Josie must choose between who she is now and who she longs to become, between when to hold on and how to let go, with characters and atmosphere reminiscent of the great Southern novels. Rupta, there are sirens going off in the background, I'm sorry. Rupta's Petsapetus creates a rich story of secrets, lies, and the haunting reminder that our decisions shape our destiny. Doesn't that sound good? Like, I want to read this. I don't know if I want to read it next, but I definitely want to read it. Okay, alright, this next book, my mom said that she's read it, and she wants me to read it. She says, but it's an extremely hard book to read. I think she said that it's a memoir. I don't know, but this is called A House in the Sky. It's one of those textured books. And it's written by two people, Amanda Lindhout and Sarah Corbett? I don't know. An extraordinary narrative of forgiveness, engrossing from the first page. This is a pretty thick book, too. Pretty thick book. At least I think she said it was a memoir. I don't know. Okay, it says, this is one of the most powerfully written books I have ever read. Beautiful, devastating, heroic. That's the author of Eat, Pray, Love. Okay, let's see what this book is about. It says, at the age of 19, working as a cocktail waitress, Amanda Lindhout began saving her tips so she could travel the globe, aspiring to understand the world and live a significant life. She backpacked through Latin America, Laos, and India, emboldened by each adventure. She went on to Sudan, Syria, and war-ridden Afghanistan and Iraq, where she carved out a fledgling, I don't know how you say that word, career as a television reporter. And then, in August 2008, she traveled to Somalia, the most dangerous place on earth. Is that the most dangerous place on earth? I don't know. On her fourth day, she was abducted by a group of masked men along a dusty road. Oh my gosh. Held hostage for 460 days. Amanda survives on memory, every lush detail of the world she experienced in her life before captivity, and on strategy for fortitude and hope. When she is most desperate, she visits a house in the sky. What? High above the woman kept in chains. In the dark, vivid and suspenseful, and artfully written as the finest novel, A House in the Sky is the searingly intimate story of an intrepid young woman and her search for compassion in the face of unimaginable adversity. Wow. Her account stands as a non-fiction companion to Emma Donohue's haunting novel Room. What? Is this a memoir? I don't know. This seems crazy. And I kind of want to read it now. Like, what do you mean she goes to a house in the sky above her? Like, interesting. I do remember that my mom said that it's a very difficult and hard book to read. And I asked her, I was like, what do you mean? Like it's written difficultly? And she's like, no, it's hard to deal with what this book is written about. Interesting. I might read this one next. I don't know. Okay, and then we have another book. This one I think is like a true crime type of book. It's called The Darkest Night, Two Sisters, A Brutal Murder, and the Loss of Innocence in a Small Town. And it's written by Ron Francisco? I don't know. It says, an almost hypnotic read, hard to look away from. This is a very, very good book, written by a very, very good writer. That was written by Anne Rule. My mom, I'm pretty sure that used to be like my mom's favorite author, Anne Rule. I don't know if she's even read this book. It doesn't look like it's been read. I don't know. But let's find out what this one is about. One car ride, two young sisters, a brutal fate. Casper, Wyoming, 1973. 11-year-old Amy Burridge rode with her 18-year-old sister Becky to the grocery store. When they finished their shopping, Becky's car got a flat tire. Two men politely offered them a ride home, but they were anything but good Samaritans. The girls would suffer unspeakable crimes at the hands of these men before being thrown from a bridge onto the North Platte River. One miraculously survived, the other did not. Oh my God, this sounds awful. A crime that tore a small town apart. Years later, author and journalist Ron Francisco, who lived in Casper at the time of the crime, wow, and was a friend to Amy and Becky, oh my goodness, can't forget Wyoming's most shocking story of abduction, rape, and murder. Oh my gosh. Neither could Becky, the surviving sister. The two men who violated her and Amy were sentenced to life in prison. But the demons of her past kept haunting Becky until she met her fate years later. At the same bridge where she lost her sister. Oh my God. I don't know if I can take this. I don't know if I'd be able to handle this. Oh my God. Whoa. It says this uncommon story has every chilling component of human terror, drama, and suspense that readers of true crime look for. I highly recommend this engaging book. Oh my God, this sounds terrible. I don't know. I don't know if I could handle this. We'll see about that. Okay, and then this one, a huge book, but it's not actually a huge book. It's multiple books. I think it's like 3 books in one. It's written by Sidney Sheldon. I've never heard of this author. But my mom says that she wants me to read, I think, The Other Side of Midnight. I think the collection is called The Dark Side of Midnight, featuring The Other Side of Midnight, Rage of Angels, and Bloodline. A total spellbinder, sex, love, hate, revenge. Read it. Powerful. First rate. A page turner. Like, I don't know. But the description for each book is on the inside. So let's look at how big this is. This is like a thick book. Okay. Let's read. I probably won't read these descriptions because she just wants me to read this one. So, let's find out. The Other Side of Midnight is Sidney Sheldon at his best. This page turner is full of tortured, romantic entanglements, reverse of fortune, thrilling suspense, and ultimate justice. In Paris, Washington, and a fabulous villa in Greece. No, it's saying in Paris, Washington, and a fabulous villa in Greece. An innocent American becomes a bewildered, horror-stricken pawn in a game of vengeance and betrayal. She is Catherine Douglas, a woman caught in a web of 4 lives intertwined by passion as her handsome husband pursues an incredibly beautiful film star and a clandestine. I don't know what that. Demiris? I don't know what that says. A legendary Greek tycoon tightens the strands that control them all. What does that even mean? I'm gonna have to ask my mom for more of a description because what does that even mean? I don't know. I don't know. But it's apparently so good that she's never gotten rid of it, so. Okay, and then we have 2 Christmassy stories, I guess. I don't know. I found them and they were like Christmas. So this one, it says A Different Kind of Christmas. A tale by the author of Roots. It is by Alex Haley. I don't know. I know that Roots was like a really good book and then they made it into a show and stuff like that. So I wonder if it has like the description. It does. Okay, so it says on the back, Alex Haley's Roots is one of the world's most beloved books. In A Different Kind of Christmas, Haley again created an unforgettable story of moral, courage. I don't know how you say that word. Spiritual inspiration and humanity with characters that linger in the heart long after. And I can't see this because there's some type of like sticker tag. But let's see what this says. It says A Different Kind of Christmas. This is a very special novel. This seems like a short story, right? This is a very special novel that sparkles with the same memorable writing that made Roots an American classic. This is the story of Fletcher Randall, a 19-year-old from North Carolina whose politically powerful father is a plantation owner and, of course, a slave owner. I feel like this book would piss me off because I don't like that. Those books are very hard for me to read. Um, and the time is 1855. Oh my gosh. And all Fletcher Randall knows and believes about slavery, he's learned from his father. Of course he has. I'm already getting pissed off. And nothing has happened. But Fletcher goes to school up north. This is good. And one or two of his Princeton classmates talks about how wrong slavery is, until Fletcher begins to think for himself, and he becomes a traitor to his background, to his family, by conspiring to aid in a mass escape of slaves on the Underground Railroad. Okay, I might like this story. His partner in this plan is a black slave by the name of Harpin John, a man who plays the harmonica so sweetly it could make a grown man cry. Christmas Eve is the secret date set for the escape. I don't know. I might read this book next. How these two men of such incredible opposing backgrounds join together to achieve the goal of freedom makes a different kind of Christmas soar with unforgettable inspiration. This is a timeless tale of spiritual regeneration, moral courage, and powerful humanness, meaningful and memorable to readers of all faiths, of all ages. I don't know, man. This might be the one. Because it's Christmas, and I feel like it will make me happy. And I've been reading a lot of dark books lately, so I don't know. This might be it. We have one more book to share, and I know that it's a classic, but I've never read it. I don't even know what it's about. My mom got this book as like a gift from my aunt, and I was like, I wanted to read it. I haven't read it yet, but it is a Miracle on 34th Street, and there is a movie like that, right? I feel like there is. It says, this charming fairy tale for children of all ages centers around an old man who thinks he is Santa Claus. It makes a lot more sense than most of us would like to admit. That's by Newsweek. It's a splendid story. I don't know what the story's about. I guess it's about a guy who thinks he is Santa. Let's find out. Okay. A white-bearded gentleman who appears at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade fills in for an unfit Santa Claus and is asked to become the store's resident Santa. This Kris Kringle believes he is Santa, as do children from all over the city, and reindeer at the zoo nearby. Okay? A few skeptical souls try to have him declared insane, but miraculously, the state of New York, with the help of the U.S. Postal Service, comes to the gent's rescue by declaring that he is indeed Santa Claus. What? Since its first publication in 1947, wow. I'm shocked I haven't read this or seen the movie or anything. This tale has been treasured by generations of believers, making the Academy Award-winning story part of holiday traditions all across America. This, I don't know what that says. This edition faithfully recreates the first hardcover publication, inviting new families of readers to celebrate both the story and the charm of the original design. A brief historical note, new in this edition, details the simultaneous development of the book and film. That's weird. I don't know. I mean, I guess that could be cool. So it's like, obviously it's not a first edition, so it's like an edited, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. But isn't the cover pretty? It's like, to me, it's like wrapping paper or something. I don't know. But anyway, so, okay, let's look at the books. Alright, so we have The Miracle on 34th Street. And then we have A Different Kind of Christmas, which, I don't know, I'm kind of leaning toward that because, I mean, it's gonna be Christmas soon, and I feel like this will put me in a happy mood, although it could anger me. I don't know. Then we have The Darkest Night. I don't know if I can handle this, maybe at some point, but I don't know if I can handle that right now. Then we have The Other Side of Midnight, which I need to ask my mom for more of a description there, just because. And then we have A House in the Sky, which actually sounds really interesting. Maybe I could read this like in January, because I'm leaning towards this Different Kind of Christmas. Although I don't know, because I also want to read this out of the easy. And then we have The Freedom McFadden Do Not Disturb. These are gonna fall. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to read. I don't know. But I honestly, I'm leaning towards this one because Christmas is right around the corner, and it looks like it's a short read, and I'm busy in the month of December, and I feel like either this one or this one would make me the happiest. I feel like all of these other ones are kind of dark, and I need some light in my life right now, okay, so that I can be happy for Christmas. I don't know. But have you read any of these books, and which one would you think that I should read next? Because I'm gonna do a book review on all of them, but which one do you want a book review on next? I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably gonna read this one, but what would you like me to read next? I'm probably gonna put this one off because I'm just sad reading the description. I need to be in a happier mood to read that one. But yeah, let me know which one you would want me to read next, and hopefully I'll pick it, right? Anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.